I hope you're ready to take advantage of the current downturn. I continue to hold a strong and bullish view. Bitcoin will still not drop below 90K. Don't worry, RIP is here, despite all the tether nonsense that is out there. I have you covered because, in this video, we will examine Bitcoin, we will discuss the daily and weekly time frames on Bitcoin, what we are looking at, the next setup, the next move up, and where we are going to go. We will examine the XRP chart because, excuse me, we are still holding strong, and finally, we will hear what the big boys are doing. That's right, they don't want you to know. We must not speak too loudly. They're attempting to move covertly. They are attempting to keep quiet about it, but we know what we are doing. We have a clip, and you will hear from them verbatim. So, everyone, please take a seat back and unwind. Let's get started. At $93,734, Bitcoin is currently down 1.39% over the last day, while Ethereum is up 0.48% at $3,415. XRP is trading at 2007 cents, while USDT and USDC are trading at 99 cents. Yes, it's down nearly 5% over the last day, but it's showing some life on the hourly. At $3.28 trillion, the overall market value of cryptocurrencies is still steadily declining. Folks, where do we proceed from here? Are the markets about to experience a deeper downturn? I don't believe there is a further decline. There may be a little more negative movement, but it won't be that deep. Before we see a rebound, Bitcoin may drop as much as 90 to 92,000. Here is a post from the Crypto Minute that was published only last night discussing the possibility of a greater loss. It claims that the price of Bitcoin fell once more after failing to break 95,500. It claims that Bitcoin began a new slide from 96.5 and is now back below 94,500, with the possibility of returning to its support zone below 91,200. The price of the Bitcoin to USD pair is currently trading below 95.5 in the 100-hourly simple moving average. On the hourly chart, a connected negative trend line is building with resistance at 94,000. If it remains above 92.5, this pair may begin another ascent. What are you now watching on Bitcoin? It's quite simple. It needs to hold above 92,500, which it is at the moment. If it does, we can expect to see it run at its current resistance levels, 94.2 to 94.5, which opens the way up to 95,000. Which then opens the path from 98 to 100. As we have discussed previously, there is a lot of resistance leading up to this $100,000 range on Bitcoin. This is a significant psychological barrier, and the market makers and institutions are keeping Bitcoin within this range because they are not prepared for it to break out. When it does, it will simply run up over 108, make a new all-time high, and most likely go somewhere between $115,000 and $135,000 to get the party started. Let's listen to this now. This is the big boys, and they're hugely implementing blockchain, but quietly. Let me make sure we have the audio queued up correctly. Below the surface of the internet search engine, this evaluation of the blockchain technology that banks have implemented behind the scenes has not yet been made public. This all relates to what we were discussing, which is that they are not yet prepared for you to join. They haven't given you the all-clear to begin investing in cryptocurrency or assured you that the waters are safe. However, we've heard them discuss that everyone ought to have a specific amount invested in Bitcoin, ranging from 3 to 10%. When someone mentions Bitcoin, they are referring to the digital asset markets and cryptocurrency market. Listen up. As you said, it's also yield-bearing stablecoins. Another issue is that stablecoins have a somewhat broader definition. Because for people to truly establish norms and expand, we must narrow that definition to include tokenized money market funds. We've already seen that happen in two different places. First, Franklin Templeton created the Benji app, which tokenizes a money market fund. It's interesting to note that because of its user-friendly interface, the money market fund doubled its assets in the first month because everyone was using it and wanted to increase yield at the same time. Second, JP Morgan, in partnership with BlackRock, tokenized a money market fund. That is, regrettably, a prime illustration of product market fit. Because everyone is so focused on hardcore crypto things, it falls below the fold in terms of search engine headlines. In contrast, the so-called big guys are discreetly but significantly implementing blockchain technology below the fold. I'm referring to their playbook. As you can see from the Bitcoin chart, we are currently chilling at support, but we have resistance right above it. Their script is out there, they are getting in, they are coming, and we know how this ends, where these markets are going, and all the major players, financial institutions, and money transmitters will be using blockchain technology. We long-term holders who have been in cryptocurrency for a long time understand the process and the journey, but when that is broken, it will open the floodgates up to 98 to 100,000, which is the key hurdle. At the moment, the key hurdle is at 108. On Bitcoin, volume is extremely low overall, and many people are getting shaken out, scared, and freaking out, not knowing what to do. In this article, Dr. Profits presents his small, exquisite charts that discuss Bitcoin and its future direction. He claims that, despite the stark difference in time frames, Bitcoin appears to follow the same fractal on the left, while the gold chart is displayed on the weekly time frame on the right. More intriguingly, we can determine how many times faster Bitcoin is moving than gold during the initial sideways phase. Keep in mind that Bitcoin is on the right and gold is on the left. According to his estimate, Bitcoin is currently moving 5.17 times quicker than gold and sideways before the significant breakout on both sides takes place. In its market cycles, Bitcoin is moving at a far faster rate than gold, which is positive. The speed ratio shows that Bitcoin travels 5.17 times faster, as seen in this chart and the one above. Bitcoin has a daily chart, but gold has a weekly chart. However, when we compare the two charts, we discover that they are identical fractals. Based on this study, we can now forecast what would happen next, and Bitcoin would only need 28 days. It needs 28 days to break out of phase 2 of its sideways movement, but this hasn't happened yet. As of right now, we are 39 days into the sideways phase for Bitcoin, and it is evident that it is trailing gold, which provides us with important information about where things might go next. We haven't witnessed a breakout yet, though, for other, more important reasons, one of which is the psychological barrier in the $100,000 range. Precisely what I have been discussing, the breakthrough will only require a little more time. According to him, it is obvious that the next big move following the sideways phase is most likely a breakout towards the $125,000 to $135,000 range. Despite the recent Tether thud and the panic and fear that followed in our market, I think the local bottom is very close. These are very important charts, and we know that the breakout is coming. We are just attempting to determine the precise moment when it will occur. We know what is happening in Q1, but I'm not sure when it will occur. Excuse me. We are bullish on XRP and are still strong at the current levels. As you can see from the chart, $2.07 was a little bit of a resistance line. We have flipped back over and are attempting to turn $2.07 into support, $1.96. We have talked about that target a lot on this channel, so it should sound very familiar to you because that was the all-time high in 2020. The chart we are looking at right now shows supply and resistance. Additionally, it shows you the volume, which is pretty freaking impressive right there. All of this is preparing us for a big move in Q1 of 2025, which begins in 2 days. The move will occur between January and March, but it doesn't necessarily start on January 1st. As usual, Bitcoin will move first, and it will probably reach $125,000 to $135,000. Following the completion of that move, XRP will begin its subsequent parabolic leg up, which will be the first of 2 leg ups it will do. I genuinely believe that we will probably move between $4 and $6 as a result of this step up. If that occurs, we should anticipate our double-digit XRP when the parabolic blow-up top happens later in 2025.